Welcome to the world of trigonometry functions. What is trigonometry functions? By its definition, trigonometric functions, also known as circular functions, are functions of an angle or an abstract quantity used in trigonometry. There are 6 trigonometry functions, namely,
I have the power of one of the 6 trigonometric functions and one of the 3 main functions. I have the power of sine. It represents the variable of y of the coordinates.
I have the power of one of the 6 trigonometric functions, and one of the 3 main trigonometric functions. I have the power of cosine. It represents the variable of x in the coordinates.
I have the power of one of the 6 trigonometric functions and one of the 3 main functions. I have the power of tangent. It represents y over x in coordinates.
I have the power of one of the 6 trigonometric functions and also one of the 3 co-functions of trigonometric functions. I have the power of cosecant, the opposite of the power of sine. It represents the 1 over y in the coordinates.
I have the power of one of the 6 trigonometric functions and also one of the 3 co-functions of trigonometric functions. I have the power of secant, the opposite of the power of cosine. It represents the 1 over x in the coordinates.
I have the power of one of the 6 trigonometric functions and also one of the 3 co-functions of trigonometric functions. I have the power of cotangent, the opposite of the power of tangent. It represents the x over y in the coordinates.
Given coordinate is 1 and 0, and we need to determine the 6 trigonometric functions. First is the sine. The answer is sine theta is equal to 0, because 0 in the coordinate 1, 0 represents variable of y, and that is the representation of sine. The opposite of sine is the cosecant, and the answer is cos theta equals undefined, because cosecant represents 1 over y, and the y is 0, so it is y over 0. Anything that its denominator is 0, it is always be undefined. Second is the cosine. The answer is 1 because 1 in the coordinate 1, 0 represents the variable of x, and that is the representation of cosine. The opposite of cosine is secant, and the answer is secant theta equals 1 because secant represents 1 over x, and the x is 1, so it is 1 over 1. So concluding that secant theta is equal to 1.
Third is the tangent, and the answer is tan theta equals 0 because in the coordinate 1, 0, 1 represents the x and 0 represents the y. The representation of tangent is y over x, so 0 and over 1 is equals to tan theta equals 0. The opposite of tangent is cotangent, and the answer is cotangent theta is equals to undefined because the x is 1 and y is 0. The representation of the cotangent is x over y, so 1 over 0 is the undefined. If the number in the denominator is 0, therefore the answer will always be undefined.
The second given coordinate is 1/2 and 3 over 5. and we need to determine the 6 trigonometric functions. First is the sine. The answer is sine theta equals 3 over 5 because 3 over 5 in the coordinate 1/2 and 3 over 5 represents the variable of y, and that is the representation of sine. The opposite of sine is the cosecant, and the answer is 5 over 3. You can switch the positions of two numbers, that's why the answer is cosecant theta equals 5 over 3. Second is the cosine. The answer is cosine theta equals 1/2 because 1/2 in the coordinate 1/2 and 3 over 5 represent the variable of x, and that is the representation of cosine. The opposite of cosine is secant. The answer is secant theta equals 2. You can switch the position of 1/2 in 2 over 1 or simply 2. That is why secant theta is equals to 2. Third is the tangent, and the answer is tangent theta equals 6 over 5 because in the coordinate 1/2 and 3 over 5, and the tangent representation is y over x, so 3 over 5 divided by 1/2, but reciprocal the divisor and change the operation into multiplication. So 3 over 5 multiplied by 2 over 1, the answer is tangent theta equals 6 over 5.
The opposite of tangent is cotangent. The answer is cotangent theta is equal to 5 over 6 because in the coordinate 1/2 and 3 over 5, and the cotangent representation is x over y. 1/2 divided by 3 over 5, but first reciprocal the divisor and change the operation into multiplication. So 1/2 multiplied by 5 over 3 equals cotangent theta equals 5 over 6.
The last given coordinate is square root of 5 over 5 and square root of 3 over 3, and we need to determine the 6th trigonometric function. First is the sine. The answer is sine theta equals square root of 3 over 3 because square root of 3 over 3 in the coordinate square root of 5 over 5 and square root of 3 over 3 represent the variable of y, and that is the representation of sine. The opposite of sine is cosecant, and the answer is cosecant theta is equal to square root of 3 because when you switch the two numbers in their position, it is 3 over square root of 3. Remember that there should no square root or radicals in the denominator, so we will multiply 3 over square root of 3 to square root of 3 over square root of 3 to eliminate the radicals in the denominator. That's why the answer is cosecant theta is equal to square root of 3. Second is the cosine. The answer is square root of 5 over 5 because square root of 5 over 5 in the coordinate square root of 5 over 5 and square root of 3 over 3 represent the variable of x, and that is representation of cosine. The opposite of cosine is secant, and the answer is secant theta equals square root of 5 because when you switch the two numbers of x, it is 5 over square root of 5. Remember that there should be no square root or radicals in the denominator, so we will multiply 5 over square root of 5 to square root of 5 over square root of 5 to eliminate the radicals in the denominator. That's why the answer is secant theta equals square root of 5. Third is the tangent, and the answer is tangent theta is equals to square root of 15 over 3 because in the coordinates square root of 5 over 5 and square root of 3 over 3, and the tangent is y over x, so square root of 5 over 5 divided by square root of 3 over 3, but the first reciprocal the divisor change the operation into multiplication. So square root of 3 over 3 multiply 5 over square root of 5, it is 5 square root of 3 over 3 square root of 5. Eliminate radicals in denominator, so 5 square root of 3 over 3 square root of 5 times square root of 5 over square root of 5 is equals to 5 square root of 15 over 15. Lowest term, then the answer is tangent theta is equals to square root of 15 over 3. The opposite of tangent is cotangent. The answer is cotangent theta is equals to square root of 15 over 5 because in the coordinate square root of 5 over 5 and square root of 3 over 3 and the two cotangent representation is x over y. Square root of 5 over 5 divided by square root of 3 over 3, but the first reciprocal the divisor and change the operation into multiplication, so square root of 5 over 5 multiplied by 3 over square root of 3 is equals to 3 square root of 5 over 5 square root of 3. There should be no radicals to denominators, so 3 square root of 5 over 5 square root of 3 times square root of 3 over square root of 3 is equals to 3 square root of 15 over 15. Lowest term, and the answer is cotangent square root of 15 over 5.